Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative. Here's a quick little video. It's very random. This is on AI music. So Timbaland, the music producer who's been making music for years, just shared what he says is AI music. Now, this is an AI generated, at least that seems from what he's sharing, version of Kanye West singing songs by other artists. And I'm going to play the music here on my, I just have it here, so I'm going to put it in the mic. This is not going to be a monetized video because, hey, this is going to go away really quickly playing this music, but this is something I feel like you guys have to listen to, and I think it's really, really interesting. All the times that you ain't on my parade. So the first one here is Kanye West in Love Yourself by Justin Bieber. You think you broke my heart, oh girl, for goodness sake. You think I'm crying on my own, well I ain't. And I didn't want to write a song, cause I didn't want. It sounds like Kanye West. I still care or don't, but you still hit my phone up. It has like imperfections, like kind of mumbling at the end of a verse. Maybe you should know that my mama don't like you and she likes everyone. Now I've just heard this one time and I kind of like paused and tried to listen to this. There is some artifacting, of course I'm listening to it on an iPhone 13 mini and not in true headphones. I think with headphones I could hear maybe a little bit more. But this is an incredible art. So the next one is Kanye West in Nights by Frank Ocean. Everybody needs you. No, you can't make everybody keep you. Although you got boo-boo family. So this one is a little bit different. I feel like the levels where, well, I'm talking about the voice levels are a little bit too low. The music in the background sounds a little bit distorted. I forget how the original one goes, the one by Frank Ocean, but something about it sounds tinny. So this one here doesn't sound as good as the first one. Now this last one is one of my favorites. It Was a Good Day. Ice Cube, but Kanye West. Waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know, but today seems kinda odd. No barking from the dog, no small. And mama cooked the breakfast with no oil. I got my grub on, but didn't dig out. Finally got a call from a girl, wanna dig out. So this idea is one of the most interesting things. First, that last song, It Was a Good Day, is just one of my favorite songs. The vibe to it, I love listening to it at the end of like a long day in summer. It is one of my favorite things, favorite just feeling songs. And the way that the AI generated Kanye West covers it, and first of all, I just have to go on the record that was a huge fan of Kanye West as he's just, I don't even know what he's doing. The feeling that I've had for his songs unfortunately has changed and it's just kind of gone away. It doesn't feel the same. Like some of his songs, listening to it would just touch my soul. And now listening to the same song, it doesn't feel the same way. But him as a lyricist, one of the best ever. Him in just orchestrating people and instruments, one of the best ever. But it's just so interesting that, so this is an AI at least, let me just read the post to you here. So I'm gonna, let's see, AI generation, getting crazy. I've been saying it's coming and it's only getting crazier. So I've heard a lot of people talk about AI generated art. And music is art. Paintings is also art, same with sculpting and everything. And a lot of people are upset at the fact that AI generating anything, words, lyrics, art in general, is just, even photography is kind of getting out of hand. But for me, it is the most interesting thing that we will have to immediately, even right now, we have to get used to it. It's here. It is going to be outperforming us extremely, extremely quickly. And this is going to bring so much more creativity to artists and to even people who are not artists. It's going to give people who have very little creativity in themselves not me. I believe I have a ton of creativity. But it's going to give people who have no creativity the ability to see possibilities. I think as a creative person, you really see a wide range of possibilities in everything. Maybe your life, maybe in the art that you choose to do, and it's really about which of the possibilities that you choose to push into real life. And that's why it takes a long time to compose a photo, to write the lyrics for a song, to paint a picture, any kind of, anything that you would consider making the art. And with AI generation, you can have an idea, and if the input system is correct, you can easily just, that idea, don't have to write it, don't have to produce it, it is produced for you already, because of course the processing powers in computers and iPhones and whatever, ChatGPT, all of this stuff is just, it's at the point where it's almost instant. It's going to be definitely much faster than it would to allow you to make that. I'm losing the wording on that, definitely. But it's just so interesting because imagine this, even Timbaland, maybe working with, let's say, an artist like Kanye West, to bring him in, to get him to record this, to get him to record it the way he wants, that sounds right for the music, that's going to take time. And Kanye West, of course, is a person who is very much in demand, at least for music's sake, or at least he was. So imagine getting him, paying him, just making all of this, and then you're like, okay, this does work, or this actually does not work. So there's always that case. But hey, if you can generate this in an instant, in a way so quickly that you can just put like a casual Instagram post, it's so interesting. And I love this idea because for me, I want to achieve every possible outcome. And I know that unfortunately, just as being like a mortal, a human, a whatever, it's never going to be that way. But now, if I use one of these platforms, I can easily create something and then move on, and create something else and move on. And by physically having these possibilities at hand, you can take that next step in your creativity. Because you can immediately see and not waste time and see this worked, this did not work. It's going to make learning so much faster for people. Like it's just like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's going to change, it is now changing the way that we think about producing things. But again, I think it's really about the possibilities and seeing these possibilities in real life, having people react to them, and you can immediately see if something will be profitable or not, will work or not. I say profitable because a lot of this stuff, and a lot of what people do is for money. Of course, photography I do for money, I also do as a hobby, so it's going to help me on both ends. And the better that this technology gets, it's going to go into video too. So even I can, and it's a little bit different for me. I don't like typing. I don't like writing. I actually like producing this. So it may be a hindrance to me to actually type something up into the platform and make it generate that. And I don't know. It's going to benefit everybody for sure. But for the people who can be concise and who are very pointed, they can create a lot. But again, I think this is going to give a lot of people the creativity that they naturally just did not have, or maybe honestly did not have the time for. Because working a 9-to-5, working all the time, you don't have a lot of time for your hobbies. And maybe you can only have them as hobbies just because you can dedicate an hour, but you're not allowed to dedicate enough time to make these into real businesses, real profitable things. But as I'm even saying this right now, this is going to enhance everything that I do. I can start a business now just with like an hour of free time. I can generate all the possibilities. I can think this works, this doesn't work, and that would have taken me months. If the platform is correct, I can do this in an evening. And that excites me a lot. So guys, you're going to have to deal with AI generation. I would say, I was thinking, hey, what's the next generation going to be called? I think somebody said the next generation is going to be called Alpha, the Alpha generation, because I think we just passed Gen Z. I would say, instead of Alpha, the AI generation, because literally it's AI generating things, AI generation, and it is AI generation. I think that's the term, because this is going to hit us quicker than anybody could ever possibly think, because it's already here now. It's going to be extremely functional. All right, guys, I really thought this was an interesting topic to cover. It is kind of like a review of just the idea of AI, and I think how it will help people and not hurt people. Of course, the way that it is sourcing the photos, the art, the music, there's a whole lot of things they're going to be hindering this in terms of, like, if I'm taking a photo and it's in a database and it's being part of this generation, I'm not getting any compensation for it. I have to get compensation for it. That's just something that has to happen. And for professional photographers, artists, and music creators, they have to be compensated properly if this ever is going to be something to use for commercial use. And even, you could say, needs to be compensated for people who are using this just as casual, like personal use too, because you're having the access to, again, Timbaland has access to Kanye West in his pocket with this thing, and that is such, like, imagine just saying that. As far as Kanye West is just, he is not really a part of, like, people's day-to-day lives. Like, he's not really into things anymore because he has said so much stuff that just he cannot be a part of just society right now. You can still use his talents, and isn't that just, that's insane. First, maybe you can't use his mind yet, because again, I think he's one of the biggest and best orchestrators of people and instruments in the music industry, but at least you have his voice. And if you yourself are a good orchestrator, you can use it. And I think it's extremely interesting. Anyway, I don't want to go too long on this, but guys, put everything in the comments section below. Don't forget I'm on Instagram at m8b9. You can email me at matt8b9@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.